does your compressor produce enough air to spray automotive paint on whatever you're spraying? Could be restoration project, motorcycle tanks, bicycle frames, guitar bodies. You ask that question on Facebook groups or different forums, and the answer it's going to be kind of like asking what kind of pickup do I need, right? And you go, hey, I need a pickup. What do I need? And inevitably, there's going to be somebody that says, well, if you want a real pickup, you need a 1-ton dually diesel crew cab. That's a great truck, and if you're pulling a fifth wheel over the Rockies, that'll do the job. But maybe if you're just running to the dump or Home Depot a few times a year, a little half-ton hoopty will do the job. And compressors are the same way. Hey, what compressor do I need to do my thing? And there's going to be people that weigh in and say, oh, you got to have an 80 tank, 80-gallon tank, 5-horse motor, 2-stage, pump, and 240 volt, and nothing else will do. And that will do, but maybe the answer is something a little bit less, because it really depends on what you are doing and what you need and how you're working, and the workarounds you're willing to live with. So I'm going to show you a quick test that you can use for your existing equipment if you have it, and go, will this work for what I need to do? And I'll show you that test right after a quick word from our sponsor.
Black Diamond professional grade sanding blocks. They're both flexible and adjustable with a ergonomic rubber handle, a polycarbonate base that gets things really flat, and rods you can put in to adjust the thickness. So whether you're shaping filler, blocking down primer, or doing your final cut buff color correction, Black Diamond blocks are the tool to help you get professional, outstanding results faster, easier, and better. BlackDiamondBlocks.com.
Okay, so for this test, I'm just going to use this little rigid pancake compressor. Probably not going to be suitable for a lot of paint work, but it'll demonstrate the test. And whatever you've got at home, the 20, 30-gallon tank, 1-horse, 2-horse, whatever you've got or whatever you're thinking of buying, this test will show you whether it will do what you want to do suitably or not. So what you need to do is, get your compressor, turn it on, charge it up, hook it up exactly the same way you're going to be using it when you paint. So I've got the compressor, I got it all set up here. I got my paint gun set up, and we want the tank regulator wide open. And then we want to have a regulator at the gun. And I'm going to set this, I've got this set at 27 psi, which this gun needs, and I've got my gauge on the gun. I can watch it. What I'm going to do is, this thing's fully charged. I'm going to spray like I spray, right? Like I'm spraying a panel. I'm going to come on trigger, go across the panel, and then come off trigger. Because we don't hold it 100% of the time, right? We do that. Okay, and then I'm going to watch this gauge. I've got it set at 27 psi. And as long as I'm doing my thing and spraying, and the compressor can supply the 27 psi, it's meeting my needs. And I'm going to measure the time that it takes. So I'm just going to do it, right? Okay, so that's how long it took. And that's a pretty wimpy compressor. It's meant for roofing, siding. It's not meant for spraying. That's how long it took before the tool consumed, used up the storage, and then was using more air than the compressor could supply. Okay, you're probably not going to paint with something like that, but you can do that same test with your setup. And then the other thing you want to measure is, after it no longer supplies enough air as measured at the gun, how long does it take to recover? Because with your setup, it may be that, hey, I can spray for 5 minutes and it takes 3 minutes to recover. So, if I, like say, I'm painting a guitar body, a motorcycle tank, a hood, a fender at a time, and if I can spray for 5 minutes and the tank and the compressor supply enough air for 5 minutes and then it recovers in three. So I spray for 5, wait for 3, spray for 5, wait for 3. That may be acceptable to you. Now, if it's a production shop, where there's collision or restoration, time's money. They can't be waiting around on the tool. But for DIY guys, you're like, well, rather than spending $3,000 on a premium compressor that will be awesome, maybe I can get by with something less and kind of work around it, and that would be completely acceptable to me. So that's a quick test. How long can I spray with my setup? How long does it take to recover? And can I live with that? Because as long as this gauge that you've set with a real regulator, a diaphragm regulator, not a cheap little restrictor, right? As long as the gun is producing the set pressure, you're good, right? Paint's going to atomize, it's going to spray, it's going to do its thing. And then when it drops, it's like, okay, I got to wait for that to recover. So maybe totally acceptable to you. So test it before, all these opinions about what you need and all that stuff. And if you don't have a setup yet, and you're looking for what could meet my needs for how I work and what I'm trying to do, we've got a link below for a compressor selection tool. You can choose what you're doing, and it will offer some examples with specs, and that might be helpful. So there's a link below for that. Hope you found that helpful, and hey, let's go do some painting, all right? Thanks.